Hey, it's the Empire, Geoboxing Empire, Boxing or Boxing. Now, man, wild stuff, man. My boy, Gervonta Tank Davis, man, former 130 WBA Super Champion, former IBF 130 champion, former or current 130 and 140 WBA regular title champion, Gervonta Tank Davis, man. The guy's undefeated. He's been running through these divisions, man, and he's been fighting these top dogs, man. With all that being said, man, this weekend Canelo Alvarez just fought. He just fought and he unified all the titles. And Canelo Alvarez, is seen as the best Mexican fighter of all time. And it's wild stuff because after that win, Gervonta Tank Davis said that I'm Canelo at 168. And then Canelo actually responded with a backhand compliment. He says that, well, you need to fight more fighters to become me. Man, that was the wrong thing to tell Gervonta Tank Davis, because ever since then, he announced it before, but if you guys didn't know, Gervonta Tank Davis is set to fight the number one fighter in Mexico at 135. And who's the number one fighter at Mexico at 135? It's Isaac Cruz, right? If you go on boxrec.com, there's out of 358 Mexicans in Mexico, Isaac Cruz is ranked number one, right? Born in Mexico City. I don't know if that's the capital. It could be. Who knows? I'm not. My geography is a little bit off on, the capital of nations. But this guy is from Mexico City. I'm guessing it's the capital, and he is the best Mexican fighter in Mexico, right? You just seen a Mexican GOAT become undisputed, and basically talk down on Gervonta Tank Davis, saying you need to fight the best. So he's going to the best. Who's the best right now? I see a lot of Mexicans talking about Mexico runs boxing, and I'm cool with that. I'm fine with that. That's great. So when Gervonta Tank Davis fights a animal, they call Isaac Cruz the pit bull. When he fights the number one Mexican fighter out of Mexico, and he happens to get the dub, or he takes the fight, period, people really need to respect that. People need to really put respect on Gervonta Tank Davis's name. And that being said, Isaac Cruz is a really great fighter. 22 wins, 15 knockouts, only one loss. It was earlier in his career. It was real early in his career. Within his first 10 fights, right? And there's a UD. It wasn't like the guy got stopped. So, who knows how that fight could have went. Those fights from earlier in people's career, you tend not to be able to find those fights. But ever since then, this guy's been on a run, and he's been making noise in the 135 division. So all that being said, man, I'm really excited to see this fighter get his opportunity. Ever since Rolly Romero pulled out the fight because of his scandal, with some chicks, Gervonta Tank Davis had to find someone fast. Not only is Isaac Cruz a phenomenal fighter, but understand he's signed by Manny Pacquiao. So this is Gervonta Tank Davis is signed by Floyd Mayweather. So this is Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao, this is his first fighter he ever signed is Isaac Cruz. So this is Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Money Mayweather. It's indirect. So when we see Pacquiao show up to the press conferences, you know what? Every time Floyd Mayweather, say what you want about Floyd Mayweather, but he doesn't have Floyd Mayweather promotions without him being there. So Pacquiao's going to be showing up to the press conferences, and they're going to have a face-off again. They're going to talk trash about who's the best. And, Gervonta has Floyd's blessed by TBE, and Pacquiao, the guy's running for president soon, so he's going to want to show up to get all the press he needs to really get the backing of the public if he was smart. If he was smart, he'd use his publicity to the fullest extent, because like I said earlier, if you guys didn't know, Pacquiao's running for presidency in his country, in the Philippines. So, this is going to be a big fight, man, not just for Mexico and America, but this is an old rivalry they're going to be playing chess outside of boxing. And this is what boxing's all about, man. So we're going to see what happens with this Gervonta Tank Davis fight. But yeah, man, every time Gervonta Davis fights these top Mexican fighters, the best they got in the division, people call it cherry picks. The same people talking about they run boxing. And the people, I'm talking about Mexican fighters. You can't talk about how Mexican fighters are running boxing, but then when someone fights the best fighter you got in your country, you want to call that a cherry pick, right? Understand, Teofimo Lopez, he's not Mexican. He's Latino at best, right? The guy is from Mexico. His father's Mexican and his mom's from Honduras, right? The guy's Latino at best, but he's not like a born in Mexico, raised in Mexico kind of guy, you know? Ryan Garcia is Hispanic. The guy's a Mexican American. You could say he's Mexican, but you know what I mean. Canelo Alvarez is born in Mexico. The best are Mexican. They keep saying that. And when you fight the top guys in Mexico, you gotta give the guys the credit, man. You gotta give the guys the credit. You know, everyone gave Tyson Fury the credit when he beat Deontay Wilder, but you know, let's be honest, those knockdowns are long. Those are long knockdowns. Joe Rogan came on and said that there needs to be a 10-second count. That's like a shot clock count in basketball, how it's timed out and there is no discretion by the ref. There's just a timed count, right? That's exactly what needs to happen in boxing as well. You can't be having these long counts, and that's the only dispute people will give. Outside of that, you know, people give Tyson Fury their credit, you know, when they beat Deontay Wilder, the best fighter African Americans have to offer, you know. That being said, you know, we're gonna see what happens. Will people give Gervonta his credit? That win with Leo Santa Cruz with a vicious left uppercut, that was that was knockout of the year. Let's be honest. That was, I think it was knockout of the year when Gervonta Tank Davis put Leo Santa Cruz to sleep. That was an incredible fight. Leo Santa Cruz is hyper aggressive, throwing a lot of punches, non-stop fight, man. And Gervonta can't fight. He wasn't boxing. He was trying to knock the guy out, picking his shots perfectly, setting Leo Santa Cruz up in the early rounds. Abner Maris is even talking about it early in the fight, how Gervonta Tank Davis was setting up his left uppercut from a distance and how he kept hitting Leo Santa Cruz and how he needs to get out the way. With Santa Cruz being so aggressive, he kept coming in a straight line. But that final uppercut, I don't think anyone could have dodged that stuff. Because when you've seen Gervonta Tank Davis, what he'll do is he's left-handed, and what he'll do, he'll be in a softball stance, and then he'll dip to his left and step into an orthodox stance, and then throw that left uppercut from an orthodox stance. So he'll basically walk into the punch. Wild stuff. It's a Gervonta Tank Davis signature, and it works every time. Works like a charm. He does it in multiple fights, but the Leo Santa Cruz is the most notable one, right? So that being said, man, Gervonta Tank Davis, he's fighting all the big Mexican fighters, man, Mexican American fighters, I guess you can say that too, in Leo Santa Cruz. And you know, he's fighting the best that want to step up. Ducking or dodging anyone, ridiculous. I don't think so. So we're gonna see what happens in the 135 division. It's really wild right now. You got Bob Arum saying things like, it doesn't matter what Teofimo Lopez wants. He signed to us, and we got him for a couple years, and he's gonna fight. He might fight Devin Haney in 3-4 years. People were Bob Arum was saying things like that. So a lot of this stuff has to do with politics, and Bob Arum is one of the cancers in sport of boxing. Let's keep it a buck. And he's not giving these guys, he'll rather freeze fighters out than give these guys opportunities, right? Al Heyman let Canelo Alvarez fight for this title. Let's not play games, right? When he fought, I said it once and I say it again, that he let Canelo Alvarez fight Caleb Plant. He didn't, Al Heyman did not have to let Canelo Alvarez fight Caleb Plant. He could have pulled the Bob Arum and let, Caleb Plant fight Jamal Charlo instead. But he gave Canelo the opportunity, signed the guy, and paid him, career high paydays. So these are facts, man. Al Heyman gave opportunities, Canelo, and them. Is Bob Arum and Top Rank gonna give opportunities to Gervonta Tank Davis? Because understand, Teofimo Lopez is with Top Rank, and Gervonta Tank Davis is with Floyd Mayweather / Al Heyman. So we're gonna see how this whole thing plays out, man. I'm really excited to see it. Gervonta definitely is stepping his competition up, and sometimes it's not about these titles; it's about the best in the region. And the best in the region is Isaac Cruz. BoxRec has him as number 1, and rightfully so. Anyway, let me know how you guys feel about it though. Like, comment, subscribe. This is the Empire. GeoBoxing Empire. Peace.